Hello and welcome back to A Space of Grace. So I was in Florida and I thought I was going to do my video, I had this idea I was going to do my video on the beach, and you know how that goes. And clearly I thought I was going to do the video on the beach, and sometimes you make plans and they just don't go as you thought they were going to go. Clearly, so once I got out there, needless to say, it didn't happen because of all the waves.
So I did want to say, sometimes you can plan things, or you want to have plans for things and things don't.
And the noise. And it was just, yeah. Sometimes what you plan and what actually happens is two different things. And instead of forcing it, I just sat there. And while I was sitting there, I just prayed and just said, God, can you give me a word that's for me, that's applicable for me? All right. And so when I opened up my word, I opened up to Ecclesiasticus 30, and that's in the Sefer. And when I opened up my word there, I read it, and it was definitely a good word. And when I got down to the last stanza, it's actually verses 14 through 25, but 21 is when everything, kind of came together. And so in verse 21, he says, "Give not over your mind to heaviness, and afflict not yourself in your own counsel." And that hit me, because sometimes we are our worst critics. We sit there going back and forth in our minds, telling ourselves what we didn't do, what we should have done better, and just going back and forth. And I know for me, I was just talking about, no, when I get back, I want to make sure that, because I kind of gained a little weight. I feel like I gained 10 pounds. I know I gained 10 pounds. This is what the scale say. Ain't no feel like it. But that's real. You know what the scale said. But that's real. I digress. But go back and forth in your minds. And I was just saying what I was going to do and how I needed to, just go back to what I was doing before I gained this little weight, before I started thinking that, okay, it's gone now. It's going to stay gone. No, you had to work to get that off. You're going to have to work to keep that off, okay? You're not at the age where you can do whatever or eat whatever. When you eat, you can see it, okay? Most of the time, we're making it. It's not as bad as we're making it. So stop beating yourself up. Don't sit in your own thoughts attacking yourself, okay? I'm going to say it like this. Sometimes we afflict ourselves just in our minds. And so, in verse 22, it says, "The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongs his days." And that made me think about stress and how, because stress is a silent killer, We hold things in, we worry, we overthink things, And stress is real. Heart attacks are one of the number one leading causes of death. And when you stress out, you release cortisol in your body. And when it raises your cortisol, your blood pressure raises. That puts strain on your heart. And over time, this becomes real issues, okay? We have to take care of our hearts. Not just spiritually, but physically as well. Joy is not optional. And a heavy heart will drain you, but a glad heart will sustain you. And in verse 23, it says, "Love your own soul and comfort your heart. Remove sorrow far from you, for sorrow has killed many, and there is no profit therein." It says, love yourself. Remove the sorrow from you. Okay? There is no profit. And that is so real. Letting go is necessary. It's necessary. Holding on to pain has no type of profit, because the only person who's going to get hurt by what you or I are holding on to is the person who's holding on to it. Not the person who's not thinking about it. Because a lot of times we think about stuff, or we are going back and forth over things that don't matter now. It may have mattered. It's not to say it didn't affect you. It's not to say to take away from any of the hurt, the anger, or any feelings that you feel behind whatever it is you're holding on to. We're not taking away from that. But the only person who gets hurt by that is you or I, whoever, again, is holding on to what that is. So we keep carrying things that Yah has never told us to hold on to. And we can't change the past. But we keep holding on to it. And it keeps affecting our present. In verse 24, it says, envy and wrath shorten the life, and carefulness brings age before the time. Okay? Envy. Anger. Okay? Us getting upset, us being mad. Anger and that stress, that equals nothing but physical damage within your body, within our bodies. And we already talked about how the blood pressure goes up. Blood pressure leads to heart attacks, strokes, you know? We can't have that stuff going on in our body. You know how they say disease is dis-ease, you know? What you feel affects your body. Sitting here, even thinking about all of this, it makes me think about my eating habits, you know, as far as me waiting to a certain point in time of the day and then eating one big meal versus breaking that one big meal up into small portions, or even like they say, eat like a king at breakfast, a prince at lunch, and a pauper at dinner, okay? And that's for real, because you're about to lay down and your body got to rest. And we got to think about when we're about to lay down and we're eating these meals, or at least me, when I'm eating a meal late because I've been moving around all day long, then I'm laying down. You just ate this meal, then you got to lay down. Your body's trying to rest, but my body's not resting if it's working to work off this food that I just put inside of it. So I had to, it's making me think about my own things and the things that I need to do better, and me going back and forth. And instead of encouraging myself for a minute, I started to get down. Come on, somebody. But then the word reminded me. I'm doing my video, please.
I like the flowers.
Okay, I'll let you have them when I'm done. Okay? That's life. But it's all right. That's when the word reminded me. A cheerful and a good heart will have care of his meat and diet. And that's when it clicked for me. This is not just about food. This is about the heart. When your heart is right, you're going to take care of yourself. When your heart is right, you will take care of yourself. You will take care of yourself, your mind, okay? Your body, your choices, what you take in. And I'm not even talking about just food. The TV, the music, whatever you consume, whatever you take in, you're feeding yourself. That's why a cheerful heart is going to take care of his meat and his diet. I like how he said meat and diet. Because we diet off a lot of things. We do. We supplicate on Allah. This your mom. Go say it. Yes, we do, thank God. Yeah, we do. We scrolling, we looking, we YouTubing, we Netflixing, we Huluing, okay? We priming, we peacocking, okay? We tubing. They got so much to keep us distracted. Our minds. And you know my other video was about that mind. Because that's where they can attack you. That's where they and us. You attack yourself. Think God said no. Gistani nema. Destiny. Goshebe tu casa bahu. Tu sitika. We attack ourselves. Let alone even outside. Outside distractions, outside stuff that we take in. Like the word says. Will take care of your meat. What do you put in your mouth and your diet? what you take in otherwise. Come on, somebody. But if your heart is heavy, you'll neglect yourself. Like I said, this is not about food. It's about your heart and your mind and how you treat yourself. Just know that this isn't about being perfect. So stop being so hard on yourself. This is about taking care of yourself and not tearing yourself down. Yah doesn't want you stressed, and he doesn't want you worn out. Okay? He does not want you stressed. He does not want you worn out. Okay? Because he's built us up to be vessels. He wants us well. He wants us well. So be gentle with yourself. Take care of your mind, your heart, and your body. You all have a great day. And if this blessed you, please like, share, subscribe. Someone may need it. And I just thank you for continuing to just walk this thing out with me. One day at a time, one step at a time. Okay? With grace, one towards another. All right. You all have a great day.